Oh, yes. Yeah. And so, man, big shout out to that. When they left, they was in first. Tracy, what's up? Yeah, when they left, they was in first. And before they finished, they ended up in third. They ended up in third. And that was something that, I was as a big brother, I'm super proud of that. Like I don't care what nobody say. Super proud about that. So big shout out to my brother for that. If I had my yeah. But look, yeah. So like I said, my wife is back. She went on a 10-day trip to Bali. Now here's the thing with that: she was gone so long that she just now unpacked. That's how long she was gone. She was gone so long that she just unpacked today. When you gone for about 3 months, you unpack a week after you done got back. That's she's gone that damn long. My wife seems like a very, very long time for somebody. Like if you gone or if your significant other is gone and it's been and it's like it's 10 days. All right, that's a long vacation. That's a long vacation. That's a long time away from anything that you got going on, which is cool. I get it. I get it. I get it 100%. Girls trip, Bali. You're gonna be there for a minute. If I ain't there, then that's a long time away. Like it's long, 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 long days. And here's fine and dandy, but the times that she was she was gone, like they were like Bali is 12 hours exactly ahead of us. So like right now, she would just be getting up. Well, I just put the kids to bed. I'm tired. It's almost time for bed. It's almost time for bed, yo. Like that is that is complete madness. Out, but it's not something that I didn't already know. I knew these things. I knew that. Solo parenting. Solo parenting ain't for me. That's not my thing. It's not how I get down. Pros, what up? P Rose, 346 was good. Yeah, that's not really my thing. I suck at it. I'm not so good. Not good at all. Actually, I take that back. I'm good from the baseline. Like all I want to make sure that she does is come home to three alive kids and three alive dogs in a standing home. It could be dirty as all get out. I just blame them kids. But if she come home with three alive kids, three alive dogs, and a roof, oh, I crushed it. Oh, I super crushed it. I did my thing. I did my thing. She left me. Look, I was sick right before she left. She I had the wife gonna be gone for 10 days plague. That's what I had. It was rough on me. That wife gonna be gone for 3 days plague was rough. I was coughing like hell. And I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop coughing, but that was like the only symptom, which I might have, but wife gonna be put the girls down for a nap. I hear them jumping around, so I check the cameras just to see what's going on. You always got to check that camera, right? Go in there and check the camera. The 2-year-old is pulling her shorts down, her pajama shorts. Hey, so you could talk into the thing. Hey, pull your shorts back up. She pulled them back up. All right, cool. I'm thinking my job is done. She heard the voice. I didn't have to go back in there. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. Daddy success. That's what I thought. I was wrong as hell. Because I went on and doing what I was doing. Next thing you know, like it was like 20 minutes later, I hear them again, except they're louder than what they were before. And now I hear both of them. I check the camera again. I don't see the 2-year-old in the bed. Whoa. So of course, you throw the monitor down. You run up. I ran upstairs. She's out the bed with yes, she took her diaper off with pee in it. And I don't listen. All we give the 2-year-old, she drink water pretty much exclusively. She drinks water pretty much exclusively. And for some reason, all her diapers, all her pee diapers smell like a pilot bathroom. It's bad. Like you think that she drank Michelob's and Coronas and Hennessy all day. It was rough. Her diapers be rough, and they playing with it. They throwing it back and forth, laughing. And of course, I bust in the room like, "Hey, get your asses, get your naked ass in the bed." Get your naked ass in the bed. The hell you doing? Come on, man. What y'all doing? Get your listen. Can't catch a break. Can't catch a break. The last time my wife was gone, the 2-year-old, I thought I was crushing it. When I talked to 2-year-old, hey, don't wipe the floor and then wipe your fox and then throw it in the tissue in the toilet. Just take the tissue, wipe your fox, kaboom. 3-pointer Steph Curry style right into the bath, right into the toilet. She had to one up it. She couldn't just leave well enough alone. That's not what she does. She's not a leave well enough alone kid. She's using the bathroom. She wipes the fox. And on the way to put that toilet paper in the toilet, skirt, she wipes her face. Girl, hey, no, hey. Let's not. fox with the same. I mean, we're not wiping the fox and the face with the same tissue. I mean, you can, but it got to be in the correct order. Like you got to wipe your face, and, then I think you can wipe. I don't have one, so I don't know. But what I do, ladies, the ladies is in the chat. Yeah, I should never wipe your wolves and then wipe your face. Shout out to y'all. YouTube Live. Y'all are dope. Go ahead and hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. But yeah, I can't catch a break. Woo girl was going at a sleepaway camp for the week for the big part of the time that Sunday he was like in his I know in his little mind he said Mr. Jason was nice to me on Friday. He was nice to me on Saturday. It's always revolving around something like the TV. The TV in a way that they and so when so he reads, he good, and now he's like, hey, Mr. Jason, can I watch TV? And I look at him like, hold on, whoa. Make sure you get all your stuff done. Make sure you got all your stuff done. And then you'll be able to watch TV. Now here's the deal. We have posted up, do not ask to watch TV until after you have all of your stuff done. If you do, you put in danger your ability to watch TV. That is posted. We got it up there. And so he goes up, he checks his room, he comes back down, and he's like, now I done already been upstairs. I done checked it and everything while he was doing his workbooks. He came back down there 4 minutes. What up, bro? He came back down there 4 minutes like it's done. Whoa. What up, E? Whoa, you done already? Because you had way more than 4 minutes worth of stuff you needed to do. Now I'm gonna skip an embarrassing part in which I made him go take a shower. But when he came back down, he was like, can I watch TV? And I was like, oh, slow down. Let me check this book. Let me check this work you just did. But did you even brush your teeth yet? And he said, no. I'm going to go do it right quick. And so he went back upstairs. He goes back upstairs and I'm checking his work. Some of the stuff was correct. Some of the stuff wasn't. But no, he had finished everything. That's fine. When he comes back downstairs, I'm in the kitchen with the girls, and he walks past the kitchen like, you know what, Mr. Jason, on second thought, you know what, I did brush my teeth. I brushed my teeth when I was pooping earlier. Hmm? Come on, man. Come on, man. I don't like that. I don't like when you do that. Like what you do that for? I'm sorry. I didn't really brush my teeth. I mean, I hadn't brushed my teeth. I'm sorry, I lied about that. Dog, like why are you coming down, dropping off unsolicited, ferocious lies for no reason? Like, dude, that makes no sense. Now, this was the problem. I had already made up in my mind before I had told him to go upstairs and take a shower. When I got up that morning, I was feeling lazy as hell. I didn't want to have to watch them all day. I was gonna let him watch TV for at least 6 hours minimum. He gonna be able to watch TV all day. But then when he came down and just dropped off that line, like, hey, take this one with you and stick this in your pocket. Hey, I can't let you do it now. I can't let you watch TV for 6 hours. His normal time is only about an hour. It used to be two, and then he kept getting in trouble. That was too much. That was too much fun. Sorry, Charlie Murphy. That was too much fun. But then he was looking at me while I'm like, yo, you need to understand. Like, you didn't even have to tell that lie. I didn't ask you any other questions. And you dropped off that lie for no reason other than just to do it. Other than just to be like, you know what? Like, let me explain to you what that sounds like to an adult, what that feels like to an adult. It feels like you went upstairs and you thought, damn, I asked to watch TV before I finished all my stuff. Mr. Jason's stupid as hell, so I know that he's gonna believe that I brushed my teeth while I was pooping. That's why I'm gonna tell him. So when I get back downstairs, I'm gonna drop that off on him. And drop it off he did. Drop it off he did. I was like, man, that's so disrespectful that you thought I was gonna believe that. That's highly disrespectful. You get on my nerves for thinking that I'm gonna believe that. As I'm talking, the 2-year-old comes and she's like, hey, Mr. Jason, I got a potty. Well, she didn't say Mr. Jason. She be like, hey, Jason, I got a potty. She called me by my first name, and I was like, that nonsense at all. As I'm taking her to the bathroom, standing outside the bathroom while she's using it, he looks down the hall and he says, so can I watch TV? Whoa. Whoa. What did I just miss? Did I just I was here in there when you just told me that lie. Why did you think? What? Did I miss something? Like this is what when I tell you I be feeling like I'm in the twilight zone sometimes, and I feel like I I know that I was just having a conversation with somebody, and something or a response is said back to me that makes me feel like I completely missed the whole damn thing, and that it made me feel like it was me, like that I missed that. Was I like, did I say that I'm cool with you lying to me? Did I say that I'm getting ready to reward this lie? Did I say that and miss it? Damn. Wow. You're amazing. Go in there and sit your ass down. Now I'm mad that you're not going to allow me to be lazy like I wanted to and just let you watch TV. Now I'm mad about that. I got a whole attitude about that. Super attitude about that. Sheesh. Yeah, I swear they be trying to take me out. Super duper attempts on my life. I don't get it. I don't get it. I also don't get what happened in this fight that happened this past Saturday. And so if you ain't heard, which I'm sure you should have, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford had a big mega fight this past Saturday, and it ain't go well for Spence at all. Anybody who bet money, they took massive L's on Spence. And it started early. It looked bad early. Like, I don't know if you've ever done anything and you saw your money getting ready to disappear real quick. Like 3 minutes into the bet. Actually, hold on, let me take that back. 5 minutes into the bet, everybody that bet on Spence knew that their money was gone. Bleacher Report put out that some bettor bet $166,000 on Spence. And I know that he was looking at it like, within 5 minutes, how can I get a refund? Refund. That was an accident. Fam is calling MasterCard, Discover, Visa. Hey, it's been some fraud on my account. Somebody done bet $166,000 on Spence. And it wasn't me. Rod Green, what up? Is that Ra? Is that SoCo Ra? What up, though? Like, yo, you can't. That's a lot of money to be gambling. And if you gambling it, if you betting $166,000 and you got it, right? I get it. You got it. But it didn't go well for my man at all. Like, I'm a Spence fan. I'm a Crawford fan. I told my dad if I was going to bet money, I'm betting Crawford because he just got more ways to win. I'm not getting ready to go into a whole boxing thing because I'm not a fighter. I'm not gonna shoot super disses over at Errol Spence. I know that he's probably looking like Big Head Martin today, though, at that Tommy Hearns episode. Because listen, you are. I want to give Errol Spence some credit for this. You're an amazing person to go to the post fight behind getting beat down like that. You're not gonna see me for a while. I'm not gonna walk down the hallways where you can see my face. Nobody told him that his face looked like his face. He got to be mad at everybody in his corner. Like, why y'all let that happen? And this is my thought process. I asked my brother this earlier today, and I was like, so at what point do you see your fighter and you know he's not going to win? And do you allow him to just keep fighting it out? You can't just let him keep fighting it out, yo. Like this, that wasn't no good. After round 4, he got knocked down in 2. In round 4, it was over. Spence knew he couldn't win. Crawford knew that Spence couldn't beat him. He knew. The whole damn arena knew at that point that Spence ain't have a shot. There wasn't going to be a Hail Mary to be had. It wasn't a puncher chance to be had. When do you stop it? You got to stop it. I get wanting to give your guy a shot. I understand. And so, this is what I say on the boxing side. Yoli, what's good? Anybody can lose if the matchup is bad. Anybody can lose. Nobody thought it was going to be like that. Also, fan was talking about a rematch. Don't nobody want to see that. This is a rematch that doesn't need to take place. From the standpoint of, to get a rematch, there needs to be some level of competitiveness or some level of controversy. And neither of those things took place. Spence got dominated. We don't need to see this again. You trying to get this man to move up to 154 from what everybody saw, it's probably not going to make that big of a difference. And so this is one of those things where, like, I don't think anybody really wanted to see Hearns Hagler again. People might have wanted to see Ali Foreman again. The Rumble in the Jungle. They might have wanted to see that again, but the fighters didn't want us to do that again. That was a lot. That took something out of them. And listen, thank me later. Go ahead and look up George Foreman versus Joe Frazier. George Foreman versus Joe Frazier. These are two iconic names in heavyweight boxing, right? Watch YouTube that fight. You don't need to. They didn't have to see that again. Nobody was gonna watch that happen twice. That's George Foreman versus Joe Frazier. Nobody needed to see that twice. You look at either one of those guys and you look at them like, yo, these are icons of the sport. And nobody should have gotten beat in the way that a beating had taken place in that fight. Thank me later for that. But that got me to thinking, like, is knocking somebody out like one of the top 3 sports happenings or moments, top 3 sports moments that can happen in an event like and you play that would you rather game on something like this, and it's like, would you rather get crossed over or get knocked out? People be like, yeah, go ahead and cross me over. Grinds, what's good? Would you rather get dunked on or get knocked out? People want to get dunked on. You can get mossed for a touchdown. Would you get ran over, a stiff arm to get knocked out? And everybody will still be like, I would rather get stiff arm down to the ground, ran over, tackle real hard, get a touchdown scored on me. Somebody hit a home run off of me. What up, daddy's girl? Ain't nobody trying to get that knockout in front of millions of people. You don't want to get that ass whooping in front of a whole bunch of people. That's a lot. That's a lot. Listen, I know. People be afraid to fight because they don't want it to be on World Star. These boxers signed up for this. They signed a contract, had a couple meetings in between here and talk trash back and forth to each other, letting them know what I'm going to do to you and you're going to do to me and I'm going to do to you with it. We're going to talk about your families and we're going to talk about your trainers. And we're going to meet up a couple times. And then on this date, we're going to fight. You talk about the level of memes that took place after Errol Spence took that L. Lord. Yeah, it's gonna be going on for a long time. That's a historic ass whooping. It's a historic ass whooping. Listen. So it's a few things that people not even really recover from. I don't know if Errol Spence is going to be able to recover from that. The guy DeAndre Jordan dunked on, never recovered. Brandon Knight, out the league, never recovered. Over with. You know what? And speaking like recovering, Cam Newton is trying to recover his NFL career, and I get it. He's still out on the scene, still doing stuff, but he got into it with this little kid. And I say little kid, he's a teenager, and this little kid was talking real greasy, saying that Drew Brees was Cam Newton's daddy and how Cam Newton ain't do nothing the last 4 years when he came to play the Saints. And Cam Newton clapped back. Hey, this was the right day. that I'm gonna have to give you some of the same energy that you're giving me. You know what? What your bank account look like? What your bank account looks like for people that don't, for non-athletes, non-celebrities, when they pull that card, when celebrities pull that card, now it's they're looking at like, oh, that's not fair. You should be bigger than that. You should not use, why you gotta bring up money? Why you gotta bring up money? Why you gotta bring up my bank account? Your bank account. You supposed to be bigger than that. I'm just a nobody. And Cam Newton told him, hey, you're not a nobody. You're somebody. You just somebody who was talking shit to the wrong person. How you gonna talk trash to me and you know me? I don't know you. Like some of the stuff that when I get it. I get it. Fans, audiences, even if you're not a fan of who you're talking to and you're just an audience, you're just your background. That the level of entitlement that people have feel like they can say whatever because they feel like they're protected by that person's celebrity. You're not necessarily protected by that person's celebrity because that person can decide, you know what? I got money to pay for what I'm getting ready to do. I don't want to, but it's going to be worth it. And he was decent at first. He's like, you know what? Hey, let's talk this out. He gave that kid some energy. The kid just didn't like the energy that he received because he felt like, hey, his celebrity is going to protect me. His celebrity ain't got to protect you. That's what you banking on? Wrong. Wrong. Don't wait on that. Don't count on that. Because if he wasn't a celebrity and he was just a 6'5" black dude, I'm sure that you wouldn't be talking crazy to him about nothing. Cam Newton ain't little at all. Listen, Cam Newton. I saw Cam Newton in the parking lot. I was sitting outside eating lunch in my car. Cam Newton is so big that he look out of place. I done been around 6'5" dudes, and Cam Newton looked bigger than a regular 6'5" person. He's out of place. Like I saw him walking across the parking lot. I'm not one of those type of groupie dudes, so I'm not getting out of my car and stopping to eat my lunch to go talk to Cam Newton. I was a fan, but I'm just not doing that. I'm gonna let you go ahead and do your thing. But you see Cam Newton in person, he is obviously bigger than an average human being. Like by a lot. You're just not gonna talk crazy to this man. Unless you felt like you was protected by his celebrity. You can play victim and call yourself being able to win. You can talk reckless. And so and think that everything is sweet. And it just ain't sweet like that. And so like, but when you have two celebrities, and so another like Kevin Durant be on social media a lot. He responded to something that Ryan Davis said or whatever. Ryan Davis is a comedian. It is his job to be funny, to take in information and be funny. Ryan Davis in a social media and a comedic, I'm going to have a verbal debate back and forth with Kevin Durant is going to win every time. Comedians are going to win in that setting every time. Now, Ryan Davis probably couldn't take 7 dribbles against Kevin Durant when it came to a basketball game. If it was make it take it would just be over with in basketball. Y'all can have that conversation. It can't have that ain't no conversation to be had. But when you starting to have a verbal back and forth with a comedian, KD's gonna lose. As a celebrity, in my thought process was like, hey, KD, you're not gonna win trying to joke back and forth with Ryan Davis. You're not gonna win trying to roast Ryan Davis or telling him what he's not. You need to pull the bank account card. You need to pull the bank account card and or the basketball card. That's your only saving grace. He's gonna win in the jokes. He's gonna win in the back and forth on Twitter. You gonna win on the bank account side. You gonna win when it comes to basketball. Don't try to jab back and forth. And Ryan Davis, he put out a video. It's probably about 3 minutes long, where he wrecked KD. He was talking about his hair. He was talking about his body type. He was talking about him missing shots. And if I'm being honest, Ryan Davis was probably about 96% correct on what he was saying. And if you hitting at 96%, you crushing it. You crushing that 96%. He might have been wrong about never making a big shot in games, unless he put a qualifier out there that was like, you never made a big shot in games without Steph Curry on your team. Okay, you can say that. But outside of that, You're not gonna win that one, fam. Go ahead and hang that one up. Let Ryan Davis be Ryan Davis. Go holler at Corey Holcomb and see if you can't get no material. Like you gotta holler at other comedians if you gonna play that card, play that game back and forth. And you know what? Speaking of playing games, yo, there was this lady. There was a lady some years back that was faking knowing sign language, and she ended up getting caught. Like this, the first lady was all in court doing all kind of nonsense sign language, but hers at least looked solid. It looked like she had an idea. This new lady was so bogus. She was so bogus. And so they did a news story and they said like this lady just showed up and offered her services and they said, okay. And when this lady was on and performing, said sign language for these people, yo, she was out here pop locking, hitting folks with a robot, rolling. Like she was doing all the stuff. None of it looked like sign language that you would see any people doing ASL would do. And she was just, I'm talking about, she was just really getting it in. And no sign language, no sort. She was just dancing. She hit him with the robot. Come on, man. Come on, man. What are we doing here? And so it's like, so you try to figure out how somebody slipped through the cracks like that. And it's weird because if you're hiring for an ASL position, you're like, you know what, I might need this. And somebody just walks up and be like, hey, you know what, I know ASL. If you don't know it, then you got to bring in somebody that does in order to check. But if you ain't got nobody handy, like, how many deaf people do you know? Not that you can't find one. How many people that you know sign language? Just think about that. How many people can you call up that you know sign language? B-Box, what up? Because that's the question. And if you can't think of somebody like right off the top of your head, this is how she ends up with a job doing sign language, not knowing shit when it comes to sign language. And she show up doing dancing. Like, hell no. What? Listen, I know somebody, and it's only because I interviewed one. I interviewed a deaf lady. Shout out to Kristen Coy. She's not Coy anymore. She got married. But when she came, like, this was back in the Instinct radio days when I interviewed her. And she wasn't fully, she's only partially deaf, but she taught me some sign language. She taught me how to do my name. Wait, hold up now. Boop, 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 boop. It's something like that. But I look, that little sign language that I just did is a whole lot better than that lady who was faking it. And I got to thinking, jobs that you cannot fake. Like, how long could you fake? Now, you can't fake being a boxer because you're going to get your ass whooped. You can't do that. We know you can't fake being a boxer. You also, you know what, nowadays, can you fake being a singer? Probably. It's enough technology out here that you can not be able to sing. But Milli Vanilli had been done that. If you don't know who Milli Vanilli is, they was the first people they did TikToks before TikToks was fashionable. Don't you know it's true, girl? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, Milli Vanilli, lip sync, kings, first TikTokers. Yeah, I ain't know nothing about it. You ain't got to know how to act these days. You can fake acting. Just watch something on Tubi. Anything on Tubi. You ain't got to know how to act. You can fake that. These Tubi clips they be on some nonsense. But how long could you fake being a police officer? Until you don't know how to say it, the Miranda rights? So you don't actually know how handcuffs work? Your badge on upside down? Your uniform shirt is untucked? Like, these are the things that you just don't know. Like, how long can you fake? Like, this lady had this whole sign language job. Like, you got to be doing some bogus stuff to get caught not doing sign language correctly. He was a fireman. You can't get the fire hydrant open. You don't know how to slide down the pole correctly. They probably ain't got poles in regular firehouses now. But like, it's all kind of stuff like the water hose. You out here spraying your coworkers instead of the house or the building that's on fire. You want fake being in the adult film industry? Hey, you still got 15 more minutes of action that we need you to take care of. What you doing? Fam looking in the camera, smiling. Yeah. Uh-oh. You can't say uh-oh. Uh-oh. Saying stuff that ain't got nothing to do with the scene. They be like, yeah, so I just don't have enough money to fix these pipes. You think you can help me out? Oh, yeah, just go get you some Drano. No, cut. Hey, Where do we get this person? Where did this guy come from? Where did that person come from? Speaking of the film industry, I did want to talk about this before I got out of here. They cloned Tyrone. I'm not gonna talk too much about it because I know some people ain't seen it yet. Sweet Jones was good. They cloned Tyrone. Y'all watch the movie. I'm gonna watch it again. But when I tell you, Jamie Foxx is hilarious. But it ain't like that. That movie got so much stuff in it that make you be like, yeah, no, well, maybe, no. You know what? No, that ain't real. Maybe I could see that, but no, maybe like it's a whole bunch of stuff in that movie that will make somebody be like that, especially like my TikTok is lit. It be all kind of conspiracy theory stuff up there. I don't know where it comes from because in the beginning I did not hit that I want to see conspiracy theories about MK Ultra and all that other stuff. Like that's not what I was looking for. I ain't hit that. I wanted to see anything about Kanye getting cloned and nothing like that. Like none of that stuff. They about to shut the live down for that, for me talking about these things. But you see these things and you're like, you know what? What other movies? What other movies told us some stuff like, futuristic movies that have stuff in there? You ever go back and look at like the Terminator and they trying to portray what 2020 was gonna look like, or what's the Demolition Man when they froze Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone, and I don't remember exactly how far in the future that that was set. It might have been like 2036, or it might have been somewhere not too far from now in what it was going to look like. And I'm like, how close? How close are some of these people? How close are some of these movies to where we are now? Where I have seen these folks out here, they got some people already paying at Whole Foods with their palm. Hey, yo. And so you start looking at like, all right, some of this stuff, yeah, we know. Some of the stuff we know is made up, and some of this stuff we be like, hold on, why they keep making stuff talking about this subject where, like Undercover Brother, the movie with Eddie Griffin and Dave Chappelle and Chi McBride and all that whole cast of people. One of the premises of the movie was mind control, and using mind control by doing something janky to the chicken. Where they had Billy D. Williams out there promoting the 8-piece nappy meal that came with a free malt liquor. That part. Or in the movie Get Out, where they had Lakeith Stanfield, like, that wasn't him, but that was him. And so you got all these other movies from back in the day that kind of hit at, and then you get it all bundled into this one film, and it's like, no, but no, maybe, that's interesting. That's interesting. Another thing that's interesting to me, and so I ain't want to do too many. I ain't want to go into the movie too much because it might be some spoiler alerts, and so I want to watch it again. But one thing I don't need to watch again, one thing I don't need to see again or do ever, is I have zero desire to go to Lake Lanier. And apparently I think three people died this weekend at Lake Lanier. One person was like 20 something, 24, 25, and got electrocuted in Lake Lanier. Now, I don't think I've ever heard of somebody getting electrocuted in the lake. But when you tell me that anything or something, like anything can happen at Lake Lanier, I don't care what they tell me happened at Lake Lanier. I just believe it. Somebody was swimming and then a rubber band slammed and grabbed it by the legs and pulled it under the water. Yep, I believe it was Lake Lanier. This dude was swimming. He's swimming right. An elephant jumped off a tree, landed on his back, and sank a boat. And 14 people died. Where this happened at? Lake Lanier. Yeah, it sounds about right. I don't know where elephant came from, but I believe it. I believe it. Like, this is one of those places that you, like, people, like, you just, why do people still go there? Cause you think it ain't gonna happen to you? Come on, man. Let's leave Lake Lanier alone. My wife said maybe they should drain it. I was like, oh, you can't do that. You can't drain it. Because if you drain it, then you got to deal with the history. You got to deal what's down there. You got to deal with Oscarville. Somebody explain Oscarville, Georgia. If you never heard of it, go ahead and look it up. Oscarville, Georgia. In the history that goes along with that. And then when you look at what Lake Lanier has been and has I don't want to say done, but what has taken place over at Lake Lanier over the years, and the countless number of deaths that has randomly taken place in mysterious ways, then you'd be like, yeah, that probably makes sense. You'll rationalize it. You'd be like, yeah, it makes sense. Even though people are out here dying in weird ass ways in this lake. It's crazy. So crazy. And look, I want to tell y'all this one last crazy story before I get up out of here. Hey, so speaking of crazy, when I was living in Little Rock, and I was thinking about, as I take my sip of my whiskey, that is also delicious. I think about the time where I was living in Little Rock, and like I've had times when I was in college where I've had a little bit much to drink, right? And I think we all might have at some point in time. I was never the guy that blacked out and got drunk and forgot where I was at. I always made it home on my own accord. I was never the belligerent drunk that got into fights or had weird sexual encounters that led to any kind of charges, anything like that, or any kind of awkwardness between myself and somebody else. But I'm living in Little Rock, and it was like a random Friday or Saturday night. I ain't had nothing going on. I'm sitting out here, I hear somebody trying to open my door. I don't know if you've ever been somewhere where someone has tried to open your door unexpectedly, and what you feel like the thought process that goes through your mind when you it's like, yo, is somebody really trying to break in my shit? Like, I stayed on the backside of the apartments where I was staying, so did they think it was about to be easy work up in here? And so I'm sitting here and I'm looking at my door handle. I'm about to whoop somebody's ass. I go look out the peephole. And this dude like really like working on work. Like he has a key in his hand, but he really working on it. It's not working. And so I'm sitting there. I let him play with it a little bit more, but he's not going away. He kind of steps back from the door, and I open it. You know how you swing the door open real quick because I want to hit him with the surprise. What the hell you doing? And dude tried to come in. He was getting ready to walk in. Sean Davis was good. Hey, get out of my apartment. This is my apartment. Hey, man, you better get your ass on somewhere, man. I'm about to knock your ass out. You get out of my apartment right now. Do you see that this is 107 right here? Do you see this? He's still trying to come in my apartment. I pushed him real good. And boom, slammed the door in his face, Martin style. He stood outside the door for a little while. And he knocked again. I was like, dog, if you don't get from in front of my house, you don't get from in front of my apartment, I'm going to beat your ass. You drunk, fam. Go back to your apartment. Now, to this day, I have no idea where that dude came from. I have no idea where he went. I had never seen him again. But that was a lesson to me. Like, you can't ever be that drunk that you don't know where you live. This was before Uber, so didn't nobody drop him off. He just got there. Like, he ain't called for a ride. He just got there and ended up in my apartment. He's about to get his ass whooped. Man, I ain't never been that drunk before. Well, I don't know where I was at. I was the one that got towed down, and people would give me phone numbers to remember. I was that guy. You give me the phone numbers to remember. It was only had to remember 4 digits. All my friends had 2 phone numbers that I was willing to remember. And other than that, I had to remember, I had to save some space for my own. But how you get so drunk that you knock on somebody else's door and then try to go in? When you see me standing in the doorway, you know, like I'm gonna break in your apartment, hang up my pictures, open the door, and be like, "Hey, what's up?" Man, we're gonna get your ass up out of here. Hey, look, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Yo, if you hadn't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube so you can get the notifications. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you're listening on the podcast via iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, wherever it is that you get your podcast, go ahead and rate me 5 stars. I greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment. Tell me where I can be better. Tell me what you want to hear me talk about. And until next time, good people, y'all stay safe out in these streets. I'm out.